Hello and welcome to a no names reaction video. We are gonna be this one's gonna be a different one. How we do normal reactions. We are gonna pretty much react to Loki, the full season and everything, because it's hard to do weekly stuff
Yeah,
and
and
all that
we weren't
stuff.
recording. So
And all that stuff. So we're gonna record. So we're recording this now. We're recording this on a separate thing from the normal no name podcast, but do this as one based off the whole show itself. And everything.
sure.
I'm your host Ricky, along with the co-conspirator himself, uh, Manny,
So
and all that stuff. And uh, this is different from the normal podcast. This probably will happen more based off stuff we'll do, we've seen or anything like that. I mean, we've done reactions based off trailers and all that stuff and everything. But doing this for a whole show and everything, and based off a whole season, is new territory, so I guess you can say in a way.
it is. It is.
And we're gonna have some, but we're gonna try this best. We're gonna have some fun with it and all that stuff, just to give a little tidbits of what's gonna happen. Again, we are talking about Marvel Studios Loki, which airs on on Disney Plus streaming service. First episode aired on June 9th of 2021, and it is directed by Kate Herron. That's all 6 episodes, not and everything for that, of course. And let's see here. If I had a little tidbits, but I guess I don't have them on me right now. But anyways, let's get going. Manny, what did you think of the show?
It's okay. I really would definitely say it's cool.
Audio's cutting in and out, just to let you know.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed it. I definitely did. I would definitely say that it's top two shows recently of all the Disney Plus shows. Um,
Only been 3.
that's no, I said Disney Plus. I didn't say Marvel.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh, out of the whole streaming service.
Yeah, out of the whole streaming service series, original
Originals, Disney Plus
series is
originals.
yeah. I would definitely say that it's top two. Uh, Probably in the second to WandaVision. I really enjoyed WandaVision. Probably, yeah, I
Wait, WandaVision's your first one?
think so. I think so. Just I really enjoyed like the retro stuff. I thought was dope. So I'd have to definitely say, yeah, I'd say it's top two, definitely. Really enjoyed the show. Really enjoyed the season. Can't wait for season two. It's gonna be dope.
Um, okay. I loved the show. I loved every single minute of it. Every single episode was exciting to see. I think the fact that they decided to put this on a Wednesday made it more interesting. The fact that it's like when Monday comes, it's like one more day until Loki. Like we're closer to Loki and everything because it's more stuff. I enjoyed everything. Each episode was so interesting and different. I guess a little somewhat different in a way of what they brought. Every single person in the show that played somebody was amazing. They played their roles to like so amazing. We had like such as Tom Hiddleston playing, of course, Loki himself. Owen Wilson playing Morbius. He was fun. That was a fun guy. Though I still wish he could have got his jet ski, but we'll hopefully see that happening later. Hopefully. Um, what's her name? I have because
So,
I have well I have the actor's name. Sophia Del
mm,
Martintino. I think I said the last name wrong, but her as playing as Sylvie was a fresh take of seeing of a different side of a different Loki. Um, and then just everyone else. That's so many things. I want to say what episode.
so
What would be
which one?
what would so next thing would be what would be your favorite episode out of all 6?
So definitely the one on the moon. Really enjoyed that one.
I want to say that's
Not the one. Uh, Not the one where they first get on the moon. The one where they're already stranded.
I want to say that's episode 3.
Yeah, definitely that one. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. Um, I really enjoyed the story they were pushing on that one. I feel like they finally came together on that one. Yeah. I know a
States.
lot of people really enjoyed the one that's already pruned, obviously with the different variants and stuff. That was
Oh,
tight.
episode 5.
Yeah, I know a lot of people really enjoyed five the best. I personally liked that one, the other one the best.
I say okay. No, before the finale, 4 was my favorite.
Which one's that one?
Episode 4 is when they get back in the TVA. That's when we find out where we meet the timekeepers and all that stuff. That's when it's pretty much the cuts where it leads to, of course, finding out that
Oh, where she decapitates the timekeepers
and
and they
Morbius
found
and
out the
Loki
robot.
and Morbius and Loki gets pruned and all that stuff before we find out about in the mid credit scene and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and then episode 5. But the finale after like watching it a couple more times, the finale has been my favorite. The finale is actually my.
Now, what was your favorite part of the finale? You say, like, what specific
In the finale,
story? Yeah, yeah, in that episode.
he who remains.
If you want to like,
Huh?
you want to like explain the answer, or
It's
like
he.
I know what you mean, like, but like,
No. Well, at least try to question, give it a proper question and everything like that.
oh, that's-
All that stuff.
the time frame for 34 minutes.
Oh my god.
Was
It's like,
very
what do you
exact,
mean? I was
and
like, you
by the
asked
time
me
he
like
walks on
you
screen,
would ask me, was like, what's my favorite part of the thing? I'm like, the he who remains, and I'm like, you should just fall. I was like, heck, no, the whole everything with him and all that stuff, and of course, yes, just to give side note, yes, this is the person that is playing King the Conqueror and all that stuff overall, but let's remember for the fact that's not him. Well,
it's a
pretty much,
variant.
it's a variant and then other stuff that thus calling him he who remains and all that stuff thing and also remember throughout that whole episode he was never actually named and all that stuff it's just what he's called and that just all of his the whole thing with it just talking about who he is what had happened to lead him to do this whole time mentioning for the fact that it's like he's been doing this for so long and all that stuff it's time for him to move on and all that stuff giving both Loki and Sylvie this alternative of either you do kill me and something is gonna happen, or take over the TVA and do what you want to do with it and all that stuff your way and how to run it and all that stuff and how he was able to get both of them to question themselves again and all that stuff about who they are as because to remind them like hey we're Lokis we can we be trusted and all that stuff and everything
Yeah, can you trust and cannot be trusted?
yeah and but just the performance of because like that's the thing because the thing is about that it's like Jonathan Majors who is the actor that portrays that's portraying this character not only as this person who ran the TVA and everything like that and then is this variant and all that stuff of a person that he's not named yet in a way. So I'm just like I just like that I like the fact of like how King wasn't named at all and all that stuff, and still isn't. So
I
yes,
think they understood that we liked that fact. I mean, by just seeing the title of all of our content,
huh?
all the title of all of our content, I think explained that we liked it that he wasn't named yet.
How is the title of all of our content?
No name. It was a joke, just too much.
You should just like I like the fact how you said you're trying to say our content. I'm like, what does our content got to do with it? You could have just said the
No, I
title of
said
our
the
show.
title of
The
our
title of our
content.
show. It sounded like
But
you
then
said
we got this
content.
one, which is
It sounds
reactions, though.
it sounds like you said our content. I was like,
Yeah, because we got reactions and podcasts, two different ones. So if I just said the title of our show, which show we're talking about, that's just separating one show. What if I say content? Because we start off the same, both shows, it's actually both of our content. So instead of just saying one show, I mentioned both. By the way, No Name Podcast every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on Spotify and Google Podcast and Apple Podcasts. And should share performance.
Okay. Um. Of course, he does this. He always does this. Um. The fact that he's like what I was trying to get at is for the fact that so much of how he talks about himself without explaining who he is and what's his name and everything like that. And all. So like again, every person who knows Marvel or anything like that, comics and everything, like we know who he is and all that stuff. But it's more the fact of yes, I knew it's King, but the fact that it's more of the way of like he was able to explain about who he is without saying anything, and the fact of what could happen after this without still not explaining. So giving the backstory of the sacred timeline and what came to be of it and all that stuff, that it was a war between different variants of himself. I just enjoyed every single bit, and especially how you just end you end that whole season really on a cliffhanger, um, showing him as the ruler of that TVA and all that stuff, and that whole scene in particular was just I just enjoyed every bit of it. Though people can talk about how it's like, no, it's
Maybe
just
no get to.
yeah, but still, it is what it is.
I found a concept art. It was like some fan. No, it's not concept art. It's fan art
Hmm.
of Morbius on a jet ski. It's pretty funny. I'll send it to you.
Oh, I damn it! I don't think I liked it. There
I
was
saw it on Twitter and I was like, that's
no,
hilarious.
I saw this on TikTok, and it was it was concept. I don't know. It was an art showing Morbius on a jet ski with Loki and Sylvie, but it was in the art form of Luca,
Hilarious.
and it was so cool. Um, and everything. I forgot to like it. I was gonna like it and show you, but I forgot.
Yeah. Have you
Um,
finished looking at it real quick? But
not the topic we're gonna get it on, but
yeah, no,
no,
just real quick. Oh, okay.
no. Um,
Okay.
so let's try where we're at right now because we're kind of doing this on a timeline, on a time crunch right now.
Couple
Um,
different things. The jump scare was funny. Yeah.
did
What?
you really just like put something up and just how it says low key notes?
No,
Low key. Is it
it's
supposed to
my
say
joke.
notes?
Yeah, it says Loki notes. Anyways,
Loki
uh,
notes. Notes.
yeah, that's what it says.
No, you
That's what it
sure?
says.
You sure? You sure that says notes?
Yeah,
You sure that's not knots?
75% sure. Jump scare. That was funny.
I didn't care for him
The
really.
missing minutes jump scare.
Like
That
I
was
get the
funny.
premise of it.
That was
I
funny.
got the premise of it, but I didn't care for it as much.
That was funny. The intro with all the different voiceovers. That
Okay,
was really cool.
okay, we're talking about the finale. Can we talk about everything else besides the finale?
Okay, I got you. Hold on.
I will. While Manny's looking at that, one of my favorite things from the whole series is the from the very first episode of with Loki, pretty much Morbius and Loki going through Loki's potential timeline, I guess you can say. Because remember, this is the Loki that was from the Avengers, the Battle of New York and everything. This is
Hmm.
the one that died and all that stuff and everything. But Loki going through that, going through his potential future, I guess you could say, and all that stuff, witnessing him going through all this stuff, even after when Morbius was somewhere else and he was stuck, he was still in the thing and he was seeing all that. Excuse me. And then just seeing the part where he dies and everything like that, but also witnessing the moments of being around his brother Thor and all that stuff, being around people and all that stuff. It's like he knows like he's not going to experience that. He has to and all that stuff. You have something?
Yeah, yeah, I found the pages. Musical score for the whole season I thought was really, really good.
Oh my
Really solid.
gosh.
Really enjoyed it. One of my
Apparently the
favorites.
whole thing will should show up in music services next week.
Oh no, that's awesome.
Well, I know some of it already is out on like from recent episodes, but like the whole thing will be
The whole
next.
actual album.
Well, I think most likely you can probably it'll probably be just like this week's episode, like episode 6, the finales ones, and then they'll have everything.
So Okay. I didn't know his name. The nerdy dude. From the first episode.
Okay,
Um,
I remember
him. I thought he was gonna show up more. He did, but it was still cool.
Casey.
Um, if that cat was actually like the one from Marvel, Miss Marvel,
No, it's not.
Captain Marvel,
It's
it's
not.
not. I thought I thought that would be something like maybe he's running through the hallway. That wasn't a thing. Let's see here. Oh, okay. The holding cells. I thought those were tight. Uh,
The Loop.
I like. No, no, no. The one what's her name was in. Um, the red. It's like a red dome around her. Remember? CB 217 or what's her name was in it. Remember the one that looked
Oh, that
right?
holding cell.
Yeah, yeah. Not the Luke one. The Luke one was cool though too. I should have wrote that down too. Let's see
You
what
mean
else.
the one that B-15 was in?
There you go. B-15. I thought it was C-15.
No,
That's probably something else.
you're probably referring to Hunter C-20.
Probably, probably. Um, that's all I really got. I got a lot for the finale. Oh, Kid Loki and Loki.
Well, of course, that's
Yeah,
of course there is that the whole
yeah, yeah.
the
They're gonna
variants
go in there.
themselves where we had Kid Loki, Old Loki, and then Boastful Loki. That was the one with that did hold the hammer and everything.
And
I
President Loki.
and President Loki, of course, can't forget him.
I don't know the other ones.
That's those are the main ones, pretty much, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, that episode in particular, I like that episode. I do like that episode, and how they bring out these there's very different Lokis and all that stuff, and then how it's like they've accomplished something, unlike actual Loki, he didn't get to, and all he hasn't and all that stuff, or and then pretty much never, after seeing his future, will never will, pretty much at that time. I love the fact of how
He
it's like,
accomplished one thing in life. He accomplished a strong brotherhood with his half adopted brother Thor, you can say. He accomplished that in life. And I feel like that's all you really need is family. Life to
okay,
get you
Toretto.
through it. That's Toretto shows you. You only need family to do it for everything.
um
That's how he got off the moon. He made family with Sylvie. Him and Sylvie made a family bond. That's how they got off the moon because their family bond caused the thing to go crazy.
yeah, it was definitely a family bond that got
Yeah,
that going. It was definitely family. Way to
it
keep
was
it clean.
family.
Way to try to keep
It
that
was
clean.
family. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Um, let's see here. Anything
I will
else?
say a moment in that episode too, while Manny's still looking around, is the scene where old Loki is distracting Goliath and making that whole Asgard scene and everything like that. It was very awesome to see that, and of course seeing Frog Thor also.
Hmm. Actually, I was gonna say that with his hammer. Also, the Thanos copter was cool to see.
Oh yeah,
That
pretty much
was
all the
really
Easter
cool.
eggs, all the small Easter eggs that were
Yeah,
there on that episode was
really
pretty
enjoyed that.
much is a that was in like an Easter egg filled episode in a way.
Yeah. Another thing I have that's not really it's more of a question. Um, do you think whenever they do decide to introduce the Fantastic Four, there'll be a connection there with Richards, or no? You don't think they're gonna do that in the MCU?
I was gonna get to this stuff towards the end, so I guess we
So
can.
put a pin in that.
I guess we can
Start.
start.
Put
I
a pin
guess
in
we can
that.
start on this now.
We'll put a pin in
I
that.
guess
We'll
we.
put a pin in that. Let's go to another question. Do you think in the future when we meet Kane, do you think you'll have a more comic accurate suit, or do you think with the robe? I like the robe better.
Again, this is stuff that we're gonna talk about at the end. Okay,
No finale stuff.
it's like you like. Oh my gosh, you should have asked about what we're gonna talk about before you did all that.
Yeah.
Um, we already said favorite episode. Favorite outside of Loki. Favorite character you cut out.
Owen Wilson.
Morbius.
Yep,
That's a good
he
one.
stole the show.
That's a
He
good
stole
one.
the show.
That's a good one. I like that.
I'm
I
kind of
mean,
sad we didn't get a wow. I'm kind of mad we didn't get a wow. That would have been awesome.
no.
That could have been the season ender when Loki's like, "What?" and he's like, "I don't know who you are," and he's like, "But I know you. I got blah blah blah." He's like, "Wow," or something. I don't know. I'm not a writer. I don't write things.
Um. Uh. I mean, obvious answer for me would be He Who Remains and everything, but I think I'm gonna go with old Loki, classic Loki. Stay
Classic
with it.
Loki.
Classic Loki. I'm gonna go with that one because like this is pretty much Loki after if at the point of Infinity War if he did survive and everything. If you remember what when he's talked about his story and all that stuff. I think what he did, like how, like who he was, who he's supposed to be, who he thought, what he thought he can get away with, and everything like that, ends up being not what he wanted. Then finding his glorious purpose at the end and everything like that to see help both Loki and Sylvie to get to the end.
Also, Loki did kill Iron Man and Captain.
Yeah, but then again, it's like
I don't know if that's believable.
Iron Man and
He
Loki.
pulled it.
It's Iron Man and Captain America. Did he kill his brother like Kid Loki did though? I mean, come on now.
That's true.
I mean, come
That's
on
true.
now.
Did he eat the wrong cat like Loki Gator?
That's another whole thing in itself and all that stuff.
We need a Kid Loki and Loki Gator
All right. So
series.
since we already talked mostly about the finale, anyways, and we got some stuff down, it's time to talk about those two questions you brought up and the future of the MCU. Because if we don't now we know we have we have the multiverse is here and it's spreading fast. Oh, question also. Um I'll start this right now. Do you think we'll get a Spider-Man trailer soon?
Yeah.
No stuff. You think we'll finally get one?
I'm predicting November. Predicting November.
The movie comes out in December and all that stuff. We've
August.
a little bit more.
The end of August, though. It's like gonna be it's gonna be the end of
Oh,
August. Yeah.
it's been, dude. We've been waiting this long. Of course, the only reason why we've been waiting this long is for this purpose for this scene for this thing that happened. Literally.
Because Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in the trailer.
Well, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get at and all that stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
only. I don't like having it in August. I mean, come on now. We've already. I. I'm hoping next week, really. And all that
That'd be
stuff.
awesome.
And all that stuff. Like this comes out. This is coming out tomorrow, Friday. This is coming out on Friday, the 16th. We have 2 weeks of this month left, pretty much. Looking at this and all that stuff from the day we're recording this, it only makes sense to do it within those next 2 weeks. To do it now and then get so that way you get that ready, and then of course we can do the second one, October, um, for that one and all that stuff. Um, that's one question from that. What were your question? Oh, the Reed Richards thing.
No. Let's do the outfit first. Do you think he's keeping this outfit, or you think they're gonna switch to more comic accurate? Because I personally like this one, but they're kind of going in a Conqueror version now,
Well,
so I
no.
feel like they'll probably switch it up a little
So
bit.
if you so if it you're well, here's the thing. Here's the thing now. Since this person's dead, the multiverse is happening. We're gonna get different. I don't. This is here's because remember also, he's supposed to also appear in Quantumania, Ant Man, the next Ant Man and the Wasp movie. That's not gonna be the same one that we saw at the end of Loki. It's gonna be a different person, a different one entirely. There's also a possible chance we'll see different. We'll probably see different variants of him and maybe in different movies and shows, probably, and all that stuff. I don't think. I think maybe the one in Quantum Media is the actual King the Conqueror. I don't think we're gonna see the outfit we saw at the finale of Loki. We're gonna see more probably different stuff that represent, because remember there's like different character in the comics. There's different characters. We have Immortus, um, Rodman Ta, I think it was his name was. Of course, his actual name, Nathan Richards. I mean, there's Iron Lad, but I don't know if they're gonna jump into that. Though, like the Young Avengers are technically kind of set up already and all that stuff. Based off what we've seen so far. So maybe there's an Iron Lad in this. I don't know. Maybe. Um, I don't. But for coming down, if this is gonna be, and it's most likely he is the next Thanos. We'll probably get something not comic accurate, but at least something relatable to it in a way, and all that stuff. And it'll be cool to see
Yeah, definitely will. Definitely will.
that.
Okay. Yeah. That was just my other question. Then, are we gonna get a Richards connection?
So here's my thing about this, and people probably will be upset about this, or people will probably won't like this. Two things I think will come out of it. Two things. Well, two. There's two possible things that'll come out of this. Maybe one. This Kang is Kang, no relation to the and family wise in Fantastic Four, and all that stuff. He'll be a villain associated with them probably in the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse. Yes, I just called it that. Um, but I don't think there's a family connection at all. The other thing, and though this is I don't want to say it's a long shot, nor it's a something to piss people off or something like that and all that stuff. This is just think what I believe, just based off what I could think could happen, and it can happen either way, yes or no, just based off other scenarios. Um, he is connected in a family to the family of the Fantastic Four, but the Fantastic Four are going to be persons of color. It's not going to be a white family.
It's like an Indian,
It can be
African
persons of color,
American.
yeah, and that's why I said POC and not straight up black and all that stuff. Uh, and I'm honestly okay with I'm down with that and all that stuff. I mean, I know people will have their some people probably have their issues about it and everything like that. And
That's gonna be comic nerds.
no, I don't think it'll be comic. Well, it'll be comic nerds, but it'd be a different type of comic nerd in a way. And I'm not going that far with it and all that stuff. It's a specific set of comic nerds. Uh, but there is a way if it does happen to be a white family still in a way, I guess for Fantastic Four. Actually, that's still fine.
Yeah,
It's
you can still make him
it's still
the
fine
relation to if
because
you
the right
wanted to.
because like you have to also remember Nathan is like, especially if it's set like how so far how his origins already created, he is in way into the future and all that
Yeah,
stuff. So down the line, there is a possible chance of mixed interracial relationships based off
yeah.
that. So where he can
Like in our regular world,
yeah.
or like
So that
yeah,
can't happen. So it's like it works either way and all that stuff. Do I prefer the second option over the other? Well, yeah, it'd be kind of cool and all that stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if like he's not related to them at all
yeah.
and all that
That's
stuff
what I thought they were doing. I thought they were just gonna cancel the relationship
and all that stuff.
as
Like because
aspect
there is
of
a
it.
family, yeah, there is a family connection there, but I don't think it will be anything. I just don't think it could. I don't think it would be a thing and all that stuff. And you
Yeah,
don't have to make it a big deal in a way,
yeah,
unless like you're pitching the Fantastic Four when that becomes a thing more bigger than it can be. Then that makes sense, especially if it
yeah.
leads
But
to
then,
the
do you really want to go this far into Fantastic Four when it's kind of proven not that successful in the past iterations? You know what I
well
mean?
well that's past iterations. Like we don't. So that's what I'm saying though. It's like
Yeah, but a lot of people that don't watch MCU, or not, I'm not gonna say they don't watch MCU, that aren't that big Marvel fans or MCU fans, are just regular moviegoers. Chances are they're not gonna watch a movie that they've seen a different version of that's not that good. Like it's not, they might know it's not connected, but seeing other versions that they didn't care for, they're not gonna see this one. I know I wouldn't. Like if I didn't like any of the Fantastic Fours, I actually didn't like some of the stuff. But anyways, if I didn't like any of the Fantastic Fours, and also I don't like the way they made Thing and Doctor. Anyway, I'm getting on tangent. Anyways, if I didn't like any of them, like, and I wasn't like a big Marvel fan, I wouldn't watch the new Fantastic Four just because I didn't like the past ones. I'm not gonna watch the new one. I'm not saying everyone's gonna be like that. A lot of people are gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna give it a chance.
So,
Why not?
but you're
But
not.
some
So
people,
are you saying? And I'm not saying this pointing this port towards you, but in this more towards the people that you're thinking that would.
yeah.
Wait, so within that, are you saying have they watched the MCU before that though?
Um, let's say half of them did, half of them didn't, or
I
half of them watched a couple.
I would say if half of them have what are like are like up to date with the MCU and everything like that, I don't see why you would go that route when you know the MCU has a good track record with their characters, particularly within their universe and all that
Yeah,
stuff. Yes, people can have their gripes about certain characters and certain things about certain situations, but you've known their track record with their movies and everything and their characters and all that stuff and you're gonna give doubt just because based off 3 movies that came out along pretty much now or kind of much now ancient history in a way.
that's true.
The most recent one was
I think that was 11 with Michael B. Jordan.
yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah,
2015. No, wait.
that was a little weird. I didn't
No,
care for the design or the story.
that's 2005. Okay, that one was 2000. Yeah, 2015 was the most recent one.
Oh, 15. That was 11.
2015 years.
Wow.
So it's been like it's 6 years and all that stuff.
Yeah.
This one's not coming out for another 2 more years, 3 more years. Um, and all that stuff. And it's supposed to be the focal point, the ending of Phase 4. Um, so that tells you right there if you're making that movie your final movie for this phase and all that stuff. That's you have to like know it's like Marvel's knows what they're doing and all that stuff. They're not and all that stuff. They haven't pushed and all that stuff. Um, to the ones that probably have no recollection, not probably haven't watched seen them MCU and probably seen those. It's like I said, it's been 6 years currently. It's gonna be another 3, so you're looking at almost 10 years since the last one. Are you really gonna go based off something that happened? Say it comes out that like based off that like 10 years later after the damn, that's 2025. 2024, 2025, pretty much. You're literally gonna go like be like, man, I didn't like that last one 10 years ago and all that stuff. Then what
Would you watch Super Mario Bros. Movie if they made a new one right now?
they are.
Would you watch it?
Yes.
Oh,
Just
there's some
because
people not.
just because I don't watch the older one anymore because of what it is and all that stuff doesn't mean I'm not
I'm
gonna
just glad they didn't make a part two to that one. They left us a cliffhanger.
and all that stuff. I was like, I'm not
They're gonna
gonna
make,
like
well,
I'm
they can't now.
see that's the thing. It's like I'm not gonna like I know honestly it's like the all the Fantastic Four movies that have come out, I have no bother of working on it. The most recent one had a good beginning and then screwed it up at the end, towards the end.
Yeah, that last fight scene was kind of weird.
And but the thing is though, it's like I'm not gonna yes, they're making another one and all that stuff, but I'm not gonna let that beat me. I'm not gonna let that be. I've gone through 5 Spider-Man movies before Homecoming and all that
Yeah,
stuff. I still saw I did see Homecoming and all that stuff because
but
one,
those 5 Spider-Man movies were good though.
uh, okay, 1 and 2 were good. 3, hey, Amazing Spider-Man, good, but not
They
up
were
to the.
both good.
Um,
They were both good.
hold on, let me talk. I know you have your goodness and me. I have my stuff and all that stuff. Again, Spider-Man 1 and 2, good movies. 2, my favorite. 3, hmm, not bad, but um, Amazing Spider-Man 1, enjoyed it. Amazing Spider-Man 2, fix some things and it'll be nice. It'll be good and all that stuff. If
Did
they
you
fix some
say it would
things,
be amazing?
stop,
What
stop,
I did there.
stop. Your puns,
I
I
cracked
swear,
myself up.
I swear, you
Oh man.
and all that stuff. The fact that they're doing Homecoming, they did a new one, Homecoming. I said what I said. Let's do it. Why? It's a teenager Spider-Man. 2, it's within the MCU and everything like that. 3, Marvel Studios is working with Sony to make this work and all that stuff. So that I was like, okay, I'm in. I'm not gonna do that and all that stuff. And yes, people can say it's like, well, him as Spider-Man and Peter Parker and as an adult is a more story. Yeah, but I've already gone through that twice and all that stuff. Like him in college and all that stuff, and then him just graduating out of high school and all that stuff. I mean, don't you want a future? Do you want? I was like, to me, it's like, do you want that future of him when he gets to that point of being older and all that stuff and having those kind of stories? You want to build this one better and all that stuff because he's going to be part of this universe and all that stuff. Whoops. And all that stuff and everything. So, but anyways, that's besides the point. Um,
Okay.
all I'm saying, all for what back to Loki and all that stuff and the ending and everything like that. What's the repercussions and all that stuff? Kang our overarching, or is our next Thanos and everything like that? Kang is our next Thanos, and he is already. I'm already way more interested in this person than I was with Thanos when he first appeared in the MCU.
Really? I thought he
Yes.
was like kind of like mysterious. I thought that was dope
Well,
about it.
that's the thing. Like
Yeah, yeah. I thought that
he
was dope.
he was a peak. You got the peak of him and all that stuff. Like you got that first peak, and I'm like, okay, this is interesting. This is a person that we're dealing with, not just a. Here's the thing: we're dealing with a different Kang throughout this time. Now we're not going to deal with one person and all that stuff.
Technically, it was two. Because remember, the old one came back to the future in Endgame.
Yeah,
Remember that?
but again,
And then he was
I
like,
think
"I can't meet my mom
I
at
think
the
this
at.
one.
I can't take my mom to the prom
I think
because that's gonna be weird."
that doesn't make sense of what you're talking about
And
right now.
then he saw his mom in the car, and then his dad came out and then punched the dude, and then
Wait,
you're
what are
not
you
getting
talking about? What are you talking? Why am I listening to the high school prom scene in Homecoming right now? From what it sounded
No,
like
I was thinking of Back to the Future
and all
because
that
I was
stuff.
like, remember the old one came to the future, and then
Yeah, but I
because
was like that part I got like, and then like I knew you were talking about Thanos, but then all of a sudden, from the way you were explaining it was like, why am I hearing the scene from Homecoming and all that stuff?
no, it's the same from
I know
Back
it's
to the
Back
Future.
to the Future also. I know it's,
Yeah,
but it was like that was the first thing that came to my head because like we're talking Marvel right now and all that stuff.
yeah.
But anyways, we're running late. We're running a little bit on time and all that stuff. All I gotta say is we're running a little late on time. Over on time. There we go. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, okay.
Um, all I gotta say
We're
is
running
all I gotta say is
late.
I'm hoping for the future of the MCM and all and everything. I'm expecting a lot of I'm excited. I'm more excited for this now. I'm hyped. I'm ready to go. Um we're ready to see Multiverse of Madness now and all that stuff. See it. What if I think what if it like again, what if is gonna be our glimpse into this stuff and everything
Yeah,
now?
what if you definitely want to see what if more if you saw Loki. Like you want to see it more because of that reason.
And everything. Spider-Man is now officially gonna be is interesting now too. With this now, of course, this all will come into combination with Multiverse of Madness. Though this will spread out more in future films and TV shows. Um, I do. There's a thing I've been hearing about because we have two movies that are coming out that don't have relations to this in a way, and
Yeah.
that's Shang-Chi and Eternals. So one theory I'm hearing is that Shang-Chi is actually set during the blip,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be interesting. If that's true, that's gonna be interesting, and that's all
Hey,
based.
keep talking.
Okay, um, and then the other thing is Eternals, and I think that's the reason why the Eternals are being involved now on the planet now. Because remember, they never involved themselves or anything and all that stuff. So that's gonna be something that's interesting to look out for these next two movies when these come out and all that stuff. But other than that, uh, we thank you for watching this the no name reaction to the season one of Loki. Uh, we do. Oh, I didn't even get to talk about my rank where I rank this now. Um, it's number three.
When it's in between. Okay.
It's number three.
Okay.
Um, it's number three. Say what you will with that in the comments. Um, my name's Ricky. This is Manny. Uh,
That's true.
we'll
That is
probably
funny.
we'll probably do this again. For other shows, probably like towards the end of their seasons. We have Bad Batch coming up, ending soon. What If is next month. We'll probably do these at the end of the shows, at the end of when we hit the end and all that stuff to make this a little more easier for us to spread the content out. Again, the podcast every Wednesday, 10 a.m. here on YouTube, but also audio podcast services such as Spotify, Anchor, and all those other ones. And we wish you a good one.